here with Whitney Cummings,
Hi.
amazing comedian, producer. You
Incredible.
Just do it all.
She's
You
incredible.
do it
She's
all.
amazing. Yes. What doesn't she do?
Now, you created Two Broke Girls
Yep, with Michael Patrick King.
Yes, who is now the co-creator of AJ and the Queen.
Yes.
So why do you feel that it's important to tell these stories of kind of unique relationships with two broke girls? We got to see this female friendship that we really hadn't seen represented on television. Now we get to see a dynamic that we haven't seen before of, you know, drag queens helping raise an orphan, and this basis of love in unique ways. Why do you feel that it's important to tell these stories?
Yeah, I just think it's time that people that traditionally don't get to have their voices be heard and tell their stories get a chance to tell their stories. You know, I think for the most part we've had one specific person tell the stories for most of history, and they had a good run, and they were interesting for a while, but I think it's now time for different kinds of people to share their stories, and not necessarily because it is the right thing to do, but it's also good business because people want to see it, you know, and we want the next generation of young people to see themselves reflected on screen, and not like freaks or weirdos or the enemy and the, you know, the criminal in the CSI episode, just human beings with real feelings. And I think that that's how we all gain more empathy for each other, you know. I was reading something about how they found that there was finally we were able to show that there's a link between marriage equality and Will and Grace. Being on television, a lot of people might not know gay people in their town, or maybe they're closeted, or, you know, a lot of people might not know people of color in their town or see them all the time, but when we're able to see them in our living rooms and sort of develop empathy for them, that's kind of the only shot we really have at this point of having it when we got in the real world.
I love that. I think that is a beautiful message. Okay. Is that part of why you wanted to move behind the scenes as well, creating shows like Two Broke Girls?
Yeah, I mean, for me, no criticism to the writers in Hollywood that I'd worked with before, but I never really fit into any of the parts that I was auditioning for. I was either too loud or too tall or too this or too that, and I never got the job, you know, because I didn't fit into a mold. So I started writing just because no one would hire me. I had to write a part for myself, and then the parts I did get, kind of by accident, I get fired from because I was too opinionated. So I was like, okay, well, I'm only going to be able to keep a job if I'm the boss, so I guess I should just start writing. I didn't want to, I had to.
That is part of why I love you so much. You're like, if you're not going to hire me, then screw you. I'll make my own thing.
Okay.
Now, I know that another reason I love you too is because you go out of your way to use your platform to help those less fortunate, particularly animals.
Yeah.
So why do you feel that it's important to use your platform to help those that may have, you know, organizations or things that may be overlooked?
Yeah, you know, I mean, what else? What's the point? What's the point of all this? I mean, it's sort of like, I don't know, how many selfies do you need to see of me? I mean, I need the content as much as they need the help. I mean, it's like, you know, I think the animal thing is although sometimes people roll their eyes at it, or it's like, oh, the crazy dog lady, you know, it's been proven that the way that adults treat animals is how the next generation learns how to treat those who have less power than them. So that's, I just think, a great way to show the next generation that the voiceless, the powerless, the marginalized, the subjugated, just because someone has less power than you doesn't mean you need to abuse your power. Because that's like the big sort of thing we're seeing, is a bunch of people that have power and they're abusing it. And we're trying to show the next generation how to use power responsibly, and young people look to animals first because that's all they care about. You know?
So kind of showing the importance of empathy both on and off screen.
Yeah, just don't be a dick. I don't know, don't be a dick. Why is this so confusing to everyone?
I feel like nobody can say it better than that. That is just...
Pull it together, class it up.
Well, thank